Hello, everybody. This is Debbie at Inspired and Unextinguishable. And right now, after the flood, I'm standing beside the river that was like a minute's walk, 2 minutes walk from my house. And this is where I used to very often, through the different seasons, except for winter, come and swim in the river or take a little submersion, and it's in the waters, and not doing that anymore, of course. And this is, the tree that wasn't there. There was a clear path to the river, and I'm going to show you. I used to sit on that outcrop of rocks right there that you see. I would sit there and sometimes I would dance. I would do maybe some of my qigong exercises, and I've even taken my paper and pen down there and written, and of course just bathed in the river, and a lot of people do here or did, and now it's not a wise idea at all, because in the hurricane, and as well, there's now sewage waste that went into it. There's chemicals. I mean, I'm thinking there's just seemingly, not really harmful things, like my shoes that went in there, and I'm sure they had chemicals in them, and also they're not needed by the river. But I was thinking, how are we going to alchemize all of this? Because that's what light does. It alchemizes the dark. Doesn't deny it. It opens to it and shines its light upon it. Just like the river accepted everything that fell into it, and then just kept flowing. And we have, our world, our man-made world, our human world has been so filled and manufactured by a lot of things that are not in harmony with nature. We all know that. And how are we going to return to everything that we create being in harmony with nature? I know we can, and I believe we're moving into that time. This is a time of transition for all the earth, not just North Carolina and where this storm hit. So I'm going to tell you a little story I had many years ago, when I was probably around 19 years old or so, 18, 19. And I was hiking in a place somewhere in New York alone, and I was very dreamy, more absent-minded than I am now, and I wasn't aware of the time that was passing or the change in the light as afternoon turned into evening. So I was walking in this very amazing, it's called Pound Ridge Reservation, amazing place in New York. And suddenly it was like the light was getting dimmer and dimmer, and suddenly I was looking at my feet and not being able to see the path anymore. And then realizing I was completely surrounded by darkness in which I couldn't see my way. And I remember I yelled and I screamed for a very short amount of time, help, is anybody there? And nobody answered. And, this was a very wild kind of place. Nobody heard me. And then I very soon accepted, I'm going to have to stay here tonight. And it was sometime in the fall. And it was, I had a jacket on, but it wasn't really warm enough for night. But I moved into the forest just beside the path, and I just took up, made a little place for me to just kind of sit against this big boulder, and I began to just sit in the night, and I accepted this is where I'm going to stay. There's no other alternative. And I remember very strongly that I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of animals. I wasn't afraid at all. And also aware that, oh, if I had been in the city, because I was living in Manhattan then, and if I was lost, I would definitely have been afraid. And why would I have been afraid? Because humans were there, my brothers and sisters, and it would have been smart to be concerned and to be really careful, and and it just reminds me of that, how our world has become so unnatural. We've become, foreign to each other, and so much is made of alien substances that are not organic or have been so distorted from the natural, because on one level, I mean, everything does come from this world, from the earth, from the organic and just like us, but just through the process of working with the artificial parts of ourselves, the world itself has become out of harmony with nature, with the earth. But I do think, I not think, I feel and I know in my soul that we are moving as we face and are not in denial, like I was talking about in the previous video, where, when you face the truth of circumstances and what is around you and inside you, then you can change. You can change it when you want. And those are my thoughts. So here we are.